The first steps. Marcus Hill was born and raised in a poor neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. From a young age, he witnessed violence, the sound of sirens, and fear lingering around him like an unavoidable shadow. His mother, a dedicated nurse, always reminded him, "To change the world, you have to step inside it. Don't stand outside and just shout." Her words became Marcus's motivation to become a police officer, a guardian of justice and safety for the community, even though he knew the road ahead would be full of challenges. Marcus studied diligently and excelled at the police academy. He graduated at the top of his class, carrying hope and dreams of making a difference. The cold stares. On his first day patrolling District 12, a mainly wealthy, white neighborhood, Marcus realized he wasn't welcomed. Residents were suspicious when they saw him in his blue uniform. Some outright refused to cooperate. Even his colleagues avoided him or whispered behind his back, "We don't need someone like you here." Marcus was assigned menial tasks, overlooked in major cases, and often isolated within the team. Yet, he remained silent, knowing that effort would eventually speak for itself. Creating his own opportunities. No one gave Marcus a chance, so he created his own. He diligently reviewed case files, volunteered for the most dangerous shifts, and kept learning. Once, when the team was stumped about a suspect in a string of car thefts, Marcus quietly analyzed surveillance footage and identified the culprit. Still, the credit didn't come to him. His superiors took the recognition and reports, while Marcus remained behind the scenes. He chose silence, held firm to his faith, and kept moving forward. Light in the darkness. Marcus's relentless effort finally paid off when he saved a kidnapped boy after a 36-hour non-stop search. The case was widely covered on television. Marcus was seen as a hero, the first recognized black officer in the area. In an interview, he said softly, "I just did what I believed was right, regardless of what people thought of me." Climbing the ranks. Marcus was gradually promoted to team leader, then deputy commander of the district. He was invited to teach conflict management and tactical skills at the police academy. Those who once doubted and shunned him now addressed him as sir, a sign of respect. After nearly 2 decades of service, Marcus was appointed deputy police chief, a senior leadership position in the force. The legacy of a hero. When asked what he was most proud of, Marcus didn't mention titles or ranks but told of a young black rookie who once nervously entered his office. "I'm not sure I can do this." He replied, "You can. Because I sat where you are, and I made it." Marcus Hill didn't just solve crimes or maintain order, he broke down walls of prejudice through perseverance and unwavering belief. He proved that honor doesn't come from skin color, but from standing tall amid suspicious eyes. Spreading the light. Marcus didn't stop at being deputy chief. He began focusing more on the root causes of violence and injustice in black communities, the very neighborhoods he grew up in. He founded a program supporting vulnerable youth, partnering with schools, nonprofits, and families to create safer environments and more opportunities. Marcus wasn't afraid to go deep into the poorest neighborhoods, meet children one by one, listen to parents' stories, and become the friend and mentor they needed. New challenges. Marcus's fame and influence brought new pressures. Some old colleagues still harbored past prejudices, secretly sabotaging or envying him. He also faced political, media, and opportunistic pressures trying to use his name for their own ends. Marcus faced tough decisions: uphold his values or compromise for greater power. He chose to stand firm by his principles. Family, the beginning and the return. Throughout his journey, Marcus kept close to his mother, the woman who instilled in him faith and strength. Despite his busy work life, he made time to visit her, sharing his struggles, successes, and life lessons. Marcus also started building his own family, finding a partner who understood and shared his strength to stand firm through the turbulence of police work and life. Legacy beyond titles. Marcus understood that positions and power were only the beginning. What mattered most were the values he passed on. He strengthened leadership training programs for young officers, creating opportunities for officers of color to develop skills and grow. He expanded community programs, funded scholarships, organized educational workshops, and encouraged open dialogue to build trust between police and residents. Life's mission. Marcus Hill became a symbol of perseverance, justice, and the drive to overcome prejudice. He constantly reminded himself and those around him. We cannot change the past, but we can create the future. That future begins with the decisions and actions we take today. Marcus's story is not just the journey of one man but a call for comprehensive change, fairness, and compassion in society. Stormy days. As Marcus cemented his place in the force, opposition didn't stop. Some factions wanted to keep the old order and resisted the changes he led. Malicious rumors spread, pressuring Marcus and his family. At times, he felt lonely and almost wanted to give up. But in the hardest moments, Marcus remembered his mother's words. "You must never fall just because others don't want to see you rise." That gave him the strength to keep fighting. Rising above himself, Marcus realized that persistence alone wasn't enough. He needed to learn dialogue and build bridges. He organized meetings between police and the community, including the groups considered the hardest to reach. Marcus listened, shared, and wasn't afraid to admit past mistakes. Gradually, conversations became effective, easing tensions and building trust. Expanding influence. With growing respect, Marcus was invited to national security conferences to advise on police reform and community relations. He became a voice for minorities, promoting transparency and accountability in the force. Marcus also partnered with NGOs to launch projects supporting education, healthcare, and career development for disadvantaged youth. The power of belief. Marcus realized the most important thing wasn't power or title, but the community's trust. He continued building training programs for young officers, emphasizing empathy, responsibility, and humanity. Marcus often visited schools, sharing his life story to inspire future generations. A game changer. Over time, Marcus became a living symbol of change and fairness. Not only within law enforcement but in society at large, the name Marcus Hill became synonymous with hope, resilience, and steadfastness. He proved that no matter how difficult the start or the prejudice faced, sincerity and relentless effort lead to true success. The journey continues. Marcus Hill's life continues, with new challenges, bigger goals, and the desire to help more people. He never forgets his roots or the first steps he took in that poor neighborhood. And he always reminds everyone, as long as we don't give up or abandon our dreams, everything can change.